What's up, Pressure Gang? It's your girl, La Portion. I'm back with another lit banger. See, I told y'all I was coming back. I was coming back. And you know, I'm going to try not to. I can't say I promise, but I'm going to try not to take a break. So, as you can tell by the title, I'm about to be doing a video on why I started a business. So, before we get into the video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like, why wouldn't you want to subscribe to my channel? And you know what? Turn that post notifications on so you can be notified when I post another video. So, I don't want to hold y'all too long, so I'm about to get into the video. So, for y'all that don't know, for y'all that do know, I have a clothing brand, and it's called Root of Empowerment. So it's crazy because, once again, if you paid attention to like my last video that I did on why I joined the military, I mentioned that I like to do new things, I like to try new things, and I like to stay busy. Like, if I'm sitting too long with nothing to do, then we have a problem. So I always wanted to start a clothing brand, but I never knew how to do it, never knew what to do. And so, and another thing too, what took so long was just really trying to find a name that fit me, a name that really just fit in general for me to, you know what I mean, want to call a brand. So, about, I want to say 2020 was when, October 2020 was when I started my actual clothing brand, when I got my first merch completed, done, and things like that. But a couple of months prior to October, I have been praying and I have been trying to figure out what I wanted my name to be. And y'all, I had a dream, and I do believe in, you know, things coming to you in dreams. Like, I believe in things like that. So I had a dream, and I kept hearing the word Root of Empowerment. Root of Empowerment. I wanted my brand to have a message. I wanted my brand to have a name. And so I was just like, what is it going to be? So Root of Empowerment came to my dream. So I was like, okay, so what does this mean? So Root of Empowerment, which is known for ROE, which is ROE is the acronym of Root of Empowerment, is an empowerment line. So I wanted that line to empower not just women, but just empower, you know, people in general, just through the things that they have been going through. So, like, if you experience, which I know a lot of us experience trauma, you may, and a lot of people can say, no, what is trauma? Like, I haven't experienced trauma. Yes, you do. Like, hurricanes are trauma. COVID was trauma. Falling on the ground, scraping a knee is trauma. Losing things is trauma. Like, anything you could think of, to be honest with you, is trauma. It's traumatizing. So, I wanted people to not focus so much on the trauma that they have endured or they've been through, but more so to focus on making sense of that trauma and then finding some type of ways to empower themselves. That's kind of like what my brand really consists of, is just like empowering. Like, even through it's crazy because whenever we go through trauma, or whenever we go through like our hidden events or obstacles, sometimes people don't tell people what they've gone through. But the one thing that everybody tends to do is to bury those traumas in hopes to never bring them up again, or they feel like it will never pop up again. But if y'all don't know, trauma comes in different forms. You can say all day, you know, I forgot about that, but there's going to be somebody that you're going to talk to. There's going to be a movie you're going to watch. There's going to be a scene or scenario that happens that's going to remind you of that trauma that you experienced. Everybody experienced something that's called secondary trauma. Secondary trauma is when you have your own trauma that you thought you forgot about, But in talking to somebody else, kind of like what I just explained, that trauma comes back, and then guess what? You re-traumatize again. So my line is about empowering yourself to find different ways to cope and deal with your own trauma and to make sense of it. The number one thing to trauma is making sense of it. A lot of people, when they go through things, they don't understand why, things keep happening. Things are going to keep happening because we tend to bury those roots. Hint, root of empowerment. We tend to bury those roots and don't realize that those roots are still getting watered and watered and watered and watered. And guess what? It sprouts and it's back up. So just think about this. If you have a flower or a plant and you continue to water that flower, guess what? It's not gonna die, right? It's not gonna die at all. That is making sense of your trauma. But if you have a dead flower or you have a dead plant and it's just dead, and you eventually start back nurturing that flower, guess what? It's gonna grow. So if you continuously don't make sense of your trauma, if you continue to bury it and bury and bury, it's going to take a long time for you to let go of those things that you have went through, that trauma that you have faced. It's going to take a long time. So that's why I came up with the name Root of Empowerment, because those roots that we tend to bury, those roots that we tend to forget about, that we say, you know what, I forgot about that, or it's not there. No, it is still there. And with this still being there, I don't want you to lose value. I don't want you to lose your self-worth. I want you to empower yourself. So say those things. I can do it. I am human. I am beautiful. I am her. I am him. Say those things, because that's part of empowering yourself through, the obstacles that you have went through and the trauma that you experienced. So my brand is basically it's an empowerment line. And when people wear it, I don't want people to wear my stuff just because they think it look dope or they think it's cute or it's just different. I want people to wear it and feel empowered by wearing it. Like people who put on Louis Vuitton, people who put on Gucci, people who put on all designers, guess what? They feel like they're rich. They feel like, I'm this, I'm that, or can't nobody touch me, or I'm just the shit. That's how I want people to feel when they wear my clothes or cashbacks, anything that got ROW on it, which is the acronym for Root of Empowerment. I want people to feel empowered when they wear it. I don't want it to just be a brand out there that people just say, oh, well, it's Portia, I'm finna just buy it. No, I want you to have some meaning behind why you're wearing it. And whenever you're wearing it, I want you to know, like, you know what, I'm having a bad day on Tuesday, so let me put on my Root of Empowerment apparel, or let me put on my Root of Empowerment cash bag, because it's going to empower me to be different today. It's going to empower me to overcome, whatever comes my way today. And instead of you having to bury those roots, bury that trauma, bury that thing that aggravated you, bury any of that, just remember, I am her. I am somebody. I am loved. I am cared for. I have the power to control my situation. I have the power to control my trauma. I have the power to make sense of my trauma so that it doesn't come and take me out. That's basically what it is, making sense of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Root of Empowerment, like I said, is just not a brand. It's not just a brand. It's a healing brand. It's a healing brand. When I first came out in October 2020, I came out with a big, huge order, and it's so quick. I came out with some winter sets because at the time it was winter, so I came out with some sets, and I will put the clip somewhere in the video so you guys can see it. So I came out with my first winter set, also a summer set. So mine was large, so I came out with 30 jumpsuits, different colors, and I came out with 30 short sets, also different colors. Once I got done with that, I started doing some clothing on my own, which with the Cricut machine and my heat press, and it was cool. It was mad dope, but then I felt And I realized that I was putting a lot of time into doing this, and it wasn't it. You know, at that time I was in grad school. I was also working, dealing with a harder population of kids when I was working, and I kind of took a break, got distracted. Also, a lot of things started happening. So it took me a minute to really just get back into, you know, my brand. So probably like a year later, a year and a half later, which is so crazy because it's crazy. My sister, and I've already spoke about this before. My little sister was, you know, murdered back in October of 2021. Hence the same month. Oh damn, that's crazy. I didn't even think of it like that. The same month that I started my brand, and when she passed away, it was so much. I feel like I lost everything. I feel like I lost a lot. Lost myself. And I just needed something to do, you know, to keep my mind busy, to keep my mind occupied. So what I did was, it kind of, that anger, you know, I had to turn that anger into something positive, and I ended up rebranding. For y'all that don't know, when I first started my brand, it was a circle with some roots and then a fist. That was my brand. It was very dope, and it was lit, and it had root of empowerment, you know, around it, which you will see that logo on majority of my first order that's posted in the clip. And so I ended up rebranding. When I came out with this one, I came out with root of empowerment, ROE, with a drip on it, because I'm like, you know, I need something dope. I need something that's going to grasp people's attention. I need something for the generation, like I just need it. And so when I came out with that, it was crazy. I did a collab with a football team when I first came out with my brand, but then they hit me up again and they wanted my new brand as well. So my new logo. So I'm just like, yeah, you know. So like after, you know, she ended up passing away, a fire just lit. And one thing I want to tell y'all, like when y'all going through, not just losing somebody that's dear and important to you, but when you're going through like a tough time, you know, in your life, you got to find that one thing that's going to keep you busy. You got to find that one thing that's going to spark your flame back up again. It's no sense of burning out. At that time, it's for you to pick up something that you've never done before, or pick up something that you stopped doing. And that's what I did. And I dedicate all of the fire, you know, to my sister. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm just celebrating the fact that she passed away. No, because to this day, I still haven't made sense of, you know, my sister passing away at all. And I don't think I am. I don't know when I am, because it's still hard to believe that it happened. So I'm not even ready to process it. Like I said, don't know when, but I did use that anger, that rage, to turn it into something positive instead of trying to be revengeful, because at that moment and even today, that's what I really want to do. So I had to find something that kept me busy. And then through my own brand, I had to learn that you're telling people that your brand is about empowering, you know, and healing. Turn around and use that same thing on yourself. And a lot of times when people go through things, they know how to help other people, but they don't know how to help themselves. So that's why I came up with the name Root of Empowerment. I hope y'all like it. Follow my social medias. I do have a business Instagram, which is Root of Empowerment Together is my Instagram business page. You can follow me on there. You can also follow me on my regular Instagram, to where you can, you know, stay connected. Like I said, my brand is a healing brand. It's a brand for you to, you know, feel empowered once you put it on, and to also speak those positive things into your life when you feel your stuff is down. So whenever you feel like your flame is out, find something that's going to spark that flame back up, and get out there and make it happen. Once again, I am the owner, the CEO, brand owner of Root of Empowerment. Yeah, press your game. And I also started a business too because I want to stop working for people. I'm tired of working for people. Yes, I love what I do. I love helping people. But I'm tired. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to, do things with my family without having to just be committed to working with somebody 8 to 5. I want to be able to make my own schedule. I want to be able to buy the things that I want. I want to be able to give back to the community, give back to the people. You know what I'm saying? Like when I want to, not by having to live paycheck to paycheck to, get it done. So like those are reasons why I started. And just know Root of Empowerment is going to touch millions, it's going to touch nations, and I do believe it. I'm actually cooking up some more stuff right now, so definitely support. Continue to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Definitely share it. And guess what, gang? We're on the road to something greater. Once again,